I arrived in Mazatlan on January 16th in the early afternoon. Natalia's nephew picked me up and drove me to her house, and I waited till she got home, and then she took me for a short drive. The sun was coming down. She took me for a short drive around town, and I took these first few pictures. That was one of Natalia there. And then the next morning, I got up and started walking around town and taking pictures. And I did that every day for about 2 months. And these will be pictures of downtown Mazatlan or central Mazatlan. And then it continues on to the southern part of the town. These pictures were taken one Saturday morning at a very small farmer's market at the little park nearby Natalia's house. Went up there and took a few pictures. I got there kind of late, got there about 9:30 in the morning, and things were pretty well gone over by that time. Most of the vendors had left. But I got a few pictures. Fun little doggy. That's the park straight ahead. Natalia's house is down another block or two. Here's a picture of the big church in town. Walking south from Natalia's place, getting closer to the church, and the main square. Oh, there's the tree I was sitting where that lady is sitting over there. There's that dirty little bird. I was sitting there reading one day, and there's the guy that polished my shoes. Not this one. Anyway, I was sitting under that tree one day, and that bird, he dropped a poop on me. Got all over my book, all over my pants. I never sit on that bench again. I see those people are. These are some floats that I saw. I didn't see in the parade, but I saw them parked out here in the main plaza one day, so I took pictures of them. But I didn't see these in the parade. Those pictures will be coming up later. That's the lighthouse way up there. This is the most southern point on the peninsula. There's the main theater in town. That's the entrance. The entrance is almost on an alley. This is right across the street. They're refurbishing this building, and that's the interior. Going to be a pretty fancy place. Anyway, this alleyway entrance leads out to this main square. Restaurant in the street there. Well, actually, no, this is not the main square. This is the square for the theater square. Very neat place, very clean, well taken care of. There's a picture that they're getting ready for the carnival. There's my dentist's office, right straight ahead. It's the fellow that did my dental work while I was down there. This guy just kind of taking a nap. Sidewalk restaurant. See this quite often in Mazatlan for flat tires. That's the cafe down there, that corner building, that open door you see. That's the cafe where I did a lot of my Wi-Fi work on the computer until I found out that if I used a little patience, I could... this is my cardiologist. I went to a cardiologist while I was there. But until I found out I could use the Wi-Fi across the street from Natalia's house, that was the cafe. And this doggy has found his own little cafe. You look down here to the right and you see the ocean. You turn around and take another picture over here to the left and you see the ocean. You get some idea of how narrow that peninsula really is. It was the first restaurant I think I ever ate in Mazatlan. Good food. Took my book with me. And that's another doctor's office there to the right, that red building. This is a, I don't know why it's parked there, but it was a, the bus was being washed right there in front of those decrepit old buildings. And this is a bit of reconstruction work that I took 2 pictures of. You'll see the other one later. That the fellows were slowly working on the building. And another sidewalk restaurant. They're big things in Mazatlan, the sidewalk restaurants. Steep hills too. Friendly dogs. Had his blanket on him when wearing his jacket because it's winter time. Oh, and there's the dental surgeon's office up in the right-hand corner who took my teeth out. It had been a long time since I'd seen ice blocks being delivered like this. Can't remember the last time I saw that. I don't know what this is, but there's a doggy. And burglar bars and all those old buildings. Well, I have to tell you about this. The folks who built that had a vehicle that was too long for the parking area, so they just built the gate out around the car and let it hang over the sidewalk. That seems to be the way that they do things in Mazatlan. This little guy was in training to be the cemetery guard dog. He had a long way to go. Anyway, I walked through the cemetery in Mazatlan, found it to be very interesting. A lot of these headstones are actually little houses that they put up over the grave for these some of the people. Nice little dinner there. That's a place to be in the middle of the night when the street lights aren't working. That's a bunny rabbit in that little house back in there. That's a fish market off to the right. There's one of the little vehicles they use to drive around town and sell things out of. And that car, boy, that lady was a long time parking that car. She had about 20 or 30 feet in front of her that she could have used to pull into and then back up, and she never did. She just stayed right there. 3 or 4 times she tried to get that car parked. It was truly hilarious. The streets in Mazatlan are very, very clean. They do a good job keeping the streets cleaned up. Now, this is interesting. Look at those big roots growing out of that mud brick. I saw quite a bit of that in Mazatlan. Little weeds start to grow out of the brick, and people just let it go, and it becomes pretty big weeds. And there's this Hotel Melville, the first place I contacted in Mazatlan when thinking about going down there. This is the interior. It's a very nice hotel. It's a beautiful place. But boy, I have to admit, I did a whole lot better by finding Natalia. She was a lifesaver. And then right next door is this kind of a building. Just shows you what Mazatlan is all about. Goose-stepping girls. I had a little trouble with that, walking by that school, taking a picture of those girls goose-stepping, but that's Mazatlan, that's Mexico. That's Nancy Morgan's house. That center door there. This is the building right down from her, from where she lives. This is the kind of work they do in Mazatlan. Everything is done by hand. There's another eating establishment. And some repair work going on. Nancy Morgan's daughter lives on that top floor. Rents 2,000 square feet for about $400 a month. And some of the streets get a little wet in Mazatlan. They have a little trouble with their sewer system. These little brick houses are about 10 by 12 feet. And this is a baseball field way out of town. I took a long walk that day. That was a long walk. And I took 2 pictures of this area here. I tried to put it all in one, make a panorama out of it, but it didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to. This is a memorial to all the people who built the water system in Mazatlan. A little repair work there, hold the building up. There's Burger King. I was in Burger King about 3 times in that 2-month period. And Signal Hill up there, we're not too far from Natalia's house. He's a little friendly doggy. I saw him every day. I walked up to the cafe. And this is right around the corner from Natalia's house. Little restaurant right there on the street. Little girl driving by in her big truck. City Repair, they really go in, when they go after a pothole, they really go full blast. This appears to be the storage area for the Carnival floats. And this is right across the street from the library, McGraw's. Nice restaurant, and a nice little park right across the street from it. I like old buildings. There's another meal I picked up somewhere along the line. Somebody was an artist. This is the front of somebody's house. I never did stand way back and take a long shot of that. Another sidewalk restaurant. They have a lot of those in Mexico. I like their electrical code. There's that building again. I just got 2 pictures of that, but they were doing a good job building that up. These little kittens were too small to even jump up on the curb. That's a drive shaft from something. Must be an electrical generating plant. This house is right across the street from Natalia's place. They're going to be fixing that up someday. That's the first and only, well, that's the only accident I got pictures of. Automobile accident. I saw 2 accidents. I got pictures of that one. This is the South Bay area. That's the University of Mexico Mazatlan unit. And that was the lighthouse right behind it. And this is looking back toward Mazatlan. And another picture of the campus of the university. South Bay. The little cloud you see around there is sand blasting that they're doing on that boat. That was top of the lighthouse. That's looking over at Stone Island. And the cruise boat. One of my favorite restaurants. The lady was really nice. She could speak just enough English so that she could figure out what I was asking for to eat. I ate there 2 or 3 times. There's a friendly little doggy. I had to take pictures of him. Of course, he'd come out there and see me because I'd feed him. And that's a picture of the bay looking across at Stone Island from this little restaurant. It's a boat that goes across Stone Island occasionally. And I never did figure out what that's a monument to. It's a panorama I made of South Bay from the restaurant. Then we climb the hill to the lighthouse. This is right behind the university building. Climb up this hill. Dirt road, then it turns into steps. Get up to the lighthouse. Took a half a dozen pictures and started back down again. Made a panorama out of some of these. But straight ahead, that's Mazatlan, that entire peninsula. And off to the left there too. And that's South Bay right straight ahead. Yeah, a little cat sound asleep. And a doggy. And these are the steps leading back down the hill. Mazatlan. This is the main street. It borders the ocean, or borders the beach in Mazatlan. This is the beach side of it. Looks like they're building little restaurants. That's to honor the man who invented that little taxi cab. Palamarn? I can't think of the name of those things right now. Those water skiers being towed by their kites. And I never did find out what this was representing. Senior Frogs, that's a pretty big business down there in Mazatlan. They have a lot of stores. This is more of the north end of the Mazatlan, the main street, the main esplanade. Out there enjoying the January weather. Soccer. Oh, well, I don't know if that's soccer or not. That ball was pretty high in the air. El Pollo Loco, which wasn't like El Pollo Loco around here. Actually, that El Pollo Loco business had gone out of business, and somebody had come in and bought the building and didn't change anything, just set up a restaurant in there. I did go in there to eat. Only once, though, because I found out it wasn't really Pollo Loco. That's a kite. Kids fly kites around there. Wind is usually pretty breezy. There's a pretty nice picture of the Mazatlan looking north. And then we go a little further north into the Gold Zone. There's McDonald's. supermarket. This is Gringo Lingo. This is a expensive part of town. Nice ribs too. Boy, I liked those. They were good. Munchkins. I'll have to go back there again sometime. Nice hospital in town. Nice graffiti too. Okay, now we move on to the marina. This is where all those rich people keep their boats. Really nice area, beautiful area. This is further north, away from Gold Zone. Well, actually, it's probably still part of Gold Zone. Really nice area. Beautiful golf courses. Natalia's daughter lives over there on that golf course someplace, or close to it. And this is Playa Cerritos. This is the very northern end of the city. And I'm not even sure it's still in the city. That's looking back at Mazatlan. This is the Witch's Restaurant. That's looking inside the restaurant from the outside, and this is looking back toward the entrance. This is the left side of a panorama, and that's the right side of the panorama. I couldn't make a panorama. There I did. That was Nancy Morgan back there in that picture. If you saw her in that second panorama. This is looking back again at downtown Mazatlan. And this is the road leading back toward the Gold Zone. And we stopped and took some pictures in a hotel there, and then the shrimp restaurant. Some more pictures of restaurants and motels, hotels, swimming pools. And that's the end of part one, folks. I hope that you'll tune in for more.